Ladies and gentlemen, there's an update on the Daryl George story. This is the Texas high school student that was suspended twice over his hair. So, a black Texas student suspended for his hairstyle is shifted to an alternative school. So, he was removed from the school this past Wednesday and transferred to an alternative school. Daryl George, a junior at Barber Hill High School. Now, this town is about 30 miles outside of Houston. He will be placed in a disciplinary alternative education program through November 29th, according to a notice sent from the school district and shared by the student's family. The notice dated Wednesday addressed Daryl mother. Her name is Doresha George, and signed by Barber Hill High School principal Lance Murphy. Cites violations of multiple infractions of campus and classroom rules, disruption of the in school suspension classroom, failure to comply to directives from staff administration, violation of tardy policy, and violation of dress and grooming policy. All of the alleged infractions exclude the tardiness are apparently connected to his natural hairstyle. Daryl will be allowed to return to class on November 30th, the notice states. So the school is still going on and on about his hair. Wow. I don't know. At this point, if I was his mother, I would just put him in a different school. It doesn't make sense to keep going on. I don't see how Daryl can even get an education at this point. Why put him back in the same school on November 30th? As the school principal, I have determined that your child has engaged in chronic and repeated disciplinary infractions that violate the district previously communicated standards of student conduct, Murphy said in a notice obtained by NPR. Daryl, who turned 18 last week, wears his natural hair in locks, which he says are an expression of cultural pride, according to the federal lawsuit filed last month by the family against Texas Governor Greg Abbott and the state's attorney general and the school district. Ali Booker, an attorney representing the George family, told NPR that the recent move by the school's district is simply retaliation. Candace Matthews, a civil rights activist and spokeswoman for the George family, said Daryl feels scared as he stands in front of the building for the alternative school. She also said that Daryl still does not plan to cut his hair. Well, there's nothing wrong with his hair. There's nothing wrong with his hair. Why do they hate us so much? Our skin is our sin, Matthews told NPR. In a statement to NPR, Barber Hill Independent School spokesperson David Bloom said the district is unable to provide any comment with respect to disciplinary matters involving a student, adding that the district has always allowed protective styles as it is stated in the Crown's Act. So last month, Daryl and Doresha George filed a federal lawsuit in Texas Southern District Court, arguing that the student's suspension violates the state's Crown Act, banning race based hair discrimination. The filing comes after the school clarified whether the new law prohibits grooming policies addressing the length of a male's hair. His hair is not even down. I don't understand why they're making such an issue out of this boy. Mm. The students was suspended just before the Texas law went into effect statewide on September 1st. Daryl's suspension continues to generate questions about the legality of punishing students for their hair and the extent of the newly passed law protections. So far, 24 states with along with the US Virgin Islands have signed the Crown Act into law. Texas was the 24th state to implement the version of the law. Legislation has been proposed in an additional 20 states in Washington, D.C. You know, I'm glad they are moving forward with their lawsuit. They really should, because this is a disgrace. You're putting him in an alternative school like he's coming there committing violent acts or getting into fights every day. He's going to an alternative school over a hairstyle that should be protected under the Crown Act. This is crazy. Y'all tell me what you think about this latest update. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.